So today we're going to talk about Pearl, because this map is all of a sudden very interesting ever since the chamber changes, because there is just a ton of different agents that you can play on this map, and we haven't seen a lot of serious tier 1 games be played on Pearl. We're going to take a look at Fnatic versus Detonation, which was just a show match, so it wasn't super serious, as you can tell by the inclusion of Reyna here. But I thought it's just interesting to talk about what is meta on Pearl. There are some agents like Astra and KO, which you do see very, very commonly, and you see both teams using it here. And I would say that those two agents are meta on Pearl, but we'll get into Astra in just a second later in the video as well. But then you have this debate over Fade and Sova, both of which I think are, viable in one way or another on this map and have proven to be pretty decent on this map overall. There's a really good dart that Detonation use in this game. Then you've got the debate over who's the new Sentinel with no chamber, right? Is it Cypher? Is it Killjoy? Most seem to be leaning for Killjoy, but here Fnatic are playing Cypher, and you can now put the Cypher chips across all of B, so Cypher seems like a decent option as well. And then you get into the debate of who's the duelist now. Is it Jet? Do you need an Opper now to replace Chamber on B long, so you go for Jet? Do you go for Raze? Do you go for Neon, which, were the picks beforehand? Very, very interesting. We'll have to see how it plays out. Let me know in the comments down below what you think the meta comp on Pearl is. What would you be playing on Pearl right now if it was up to you? Well, let's actually dive into this game, and we'll start with round number 5. Now, Detonation are on the attack, and they're actually on a save in this round. As you can see, we just got Sheriffs here for Detonation. But what's about to happen is we're about to get this fight between Leo and Takajay, and as you can see, the Arena wins it out and manages to get that kill. And this is a gun on the floor. Now, something pretty funny is going to happen. Fnatic are going to rotate and check on this gun, knowing that, that's likely something that Detonation are, want to try and get, so to increase their chance of winning the round. They send in a Arena flash, they come out, but actually Fnatic don't peek, and they wait pretty much till the perfect time. They then send in an Astrosok here. Durka swings, gets his jet dash ready as well, gets the kill. Really, really nice stuff from Fnatic. And then as we continue to play the round forward, Detonation are going to go for it again. Now, obviously, Durka has just dashed away, and now it seems like he's gone. So Boaster just waits, as you can see. Durka even goes for a little jump peek there. So just continues on forward, thinking that he's beaten the timing. He's now got the gun. He's on his way. But then Boaster finds him, swings, gets that kill as well. Really, really good stuff from Fnatic. The bait and switch there as well from Boaster and Durka. Very good. They see that there's some Detonation players coming towards A. But now, with third time's the charm for Detonation, as you will see, because Boaster is going to be jump peeking this angle here. You just saw him do this just here, but now he's going to go into his astral form, and that's going to allow this Sova to come across and actually manage to retrieve the gun they're so desperate to get. And so you can see that this box, and I think this has made a bit of a difference, because obviously this box didn't used to be like this. This was one of the changes they made to the map, and it does make, I think, jump peeking this and seeing if someone's there just a little bit harder, and you can just catch a timing, because this did happen more than once to Fnatic, where you can see that Boaster, has no idea. He's missed the timing. He was placing that Astrostar down, and so, he just continues to jump peek, thinking that everything is fine. As you can see, things are not fine, because this Sova is actually going to go on to win the round here. Obviously, he's going to get a free kill here on Durka, who's just rotating. So he gets one for free, and now we end up in a very weird spot for these two players who are in on A, because they know that there's pretty much people there before they've seen them. So they know there's maybe some pressure coming from A main, but now you have to deal with behind. And so this is a very weird scenario, and you'll see how it plays out. So these Cypher cages are going to go up here from Althea. But then this Sova is going to manage to find the kill, as you will see. So we get the fight just there. Rito manages to win it out. Now Leo's about to do really, really well, because he gets the first kill there on Anthem, trying to swing down here, as Anthem thinks that, the distraction is here. But Leo does really well to peek the right way. Then this Sova dart is going to come in, and it's actually going to reveal him. He's going to manage to shoot the Sova dart, and then turn in time to manage to kill Zanfree as well, as you will see. So dart comes in, pings him out, and just before he dies, he's able to get another kill. We end up in a 1v1. The spike gets retrieved. Boaster is on the other side of the map. The spike will get planted. We end up in a 1v1. Obviously, this is a difficult situation. This is probably, maybe slightly in Boaster's favor that he's managed to close a bit of the gap. And he knows, obviously, in the general vicinity where the Sova is. Whereas, our Sova here has, no idea where Boaster is. He could literally be anywhere at this point. But he's going to guess right and actually see Boaster, and now, you know, we end up in a very, very even scenario with both players. He's actually going to miss the tag on the Owl drone, and that causes some confusion, as you will see, because he thinks Boaster has already beaten the timing. But we are just going to end up in a 1v1 here that Rita will manage to win and win the round for Detonation. And now let's come to the very next round. We've got a minute left in the round. So far, not too much has happened other than we've destroyed the Cypher Cam, which was on B. But other than that, we've got Durka here holding with an op down there. And you see that this KO knife has just missed him as well. So they don't know that Durka is just there. But we're going to see some nice discipline from this round, from Boaster in particular, that is going to pay off. And not always, you know, rotating as fast as you possibly can. Obviously, that can be a mistake very often. And had Boaster done that, he probably would have been caught out here, because what's going to happen is we've got Durka here, and they're going to double swing this, and I think he, you know, just misses as he sees a lot of targets on his screen there. We're about to see an amazing Silver Dart, by the way. This Silver Dart that comes in here, really, really cool. You can see Durka looking around for it. Look at that. Look at that nice little Silver Dart. Don't know how you get it there, but pretty cool. And so it reveals him, and so now he's in a lot of trouble. So then what happened is they've just sent a KO knife in here, have Fnatic, but no one is there, right? So Leo's going to start to make his way across. You know, they're starting to make their way across here as well. But Boaster's going to stay here, even though this KO knife hasn't seen anything, even though, you know, they've pushed Durka off this angle, and, you know, they've darted him, and it seems like, you know, they are coming in, and they don't have anything watching this way either, towards R. You know, it seems like, oh, we're in a lot of trouble towards A, but he's just going to stay there, right? Trusting in his teammates here. So what's going to happen is we're going to get a Rain of Flash just there. We're going to take a look, and now they're going to send in the Fatal, okay? And the Fatal isn't actually going to see anyone, but crucially, Chronicle is going to see that this Rainer is running away here, you know, maybe expecting the run away from the Fatal, but going to get that kill in the meantime. But the Fatal doesn't see anyone. Now we get the KO ult coming in from Detonation Gaming, but you could see they've actually pivoted here. It's a really, really nice idea, I think, overall. You know, they push Durka back. They send the Rainer up here to send in a flash. You know, they bait the Fade ult out as well, which is good. You know, but actually they're on their way to come this way fast with a KO ult and attack this B site instead. You know, a nice idea by them. But again, as I said, it's going to be ruined by Boaster here, because he's going to manage to stay in, stay disciplined, and then delay, crucially as well, as this Silver ult is going off as well. He's going to manage to delay long enough to allow his teammates to get there, so he manages to find the KO, and then he's just doing this, right? He's just staying alive, staying alive. Chronicle, who actually is his kind of first support, actually dies here, trying to come out of the smoke, maybe expecting they'll be a bit further forward than they were, but he manages to delay long enough for Althea now to get there as well, as you can see. So he's just staying alive, and he creates two different angles now with Althea, and now they're just going to mop up as he swings with Althea here as well. Really good timing, and they both get a kill, as you can see, and then he's ultimately going to finish off the round as well just there. Really, really good stuff from Boaster. Nice idea by Detonation as well, but really good stuff from Boaster and Fnatic. Now let's swap sides. So we're on Fnatic's attacking side now, and in this round they have a KO ult and they have the Astra ult, and this is a call that I've seen Boaster make across many different maps, to be honest, where you're going to get both the Astra and KO ult, but it's going to be a big fake. So they're going to walk down B. They're going to put an Astra ult across the whole map, something like that. And they're going to send Chronicle here on his own with a nice little KO ult and try and, you know, bait this out as if this is some kind of, you know, big hit towards A with the KO ult. We're all coming in. We've sent this Astra wall across 4A. And actually, though, we're just going to sneak up and walk up B. And that's exactly what they do, as you will see, because they start to come in. There goes the Astral just there. They send in this KO knife, so they know that no one's close just there. But we're going to get a KO knife from across the map that just lands here, and that only sees the KO. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, there isn't 4 people just, you know, slightly on the edge of it there, slightly outside of it. It doesn't mean that that isn't the case, but it just leaves a little sneaking suspicion of, only one person, eh? And so what you're going to see here is Detonation, they don't move that much. And I think that this KO knife probably, you know, did really help them in this round. Because you see that this KO kind of starts to go, once he realizes one person, this Killjoy and KO, who are ready to bolt it to the other side of the map, you know, if well, I'm not sure we will move, actually. And you see that they actually start to come back, expecting that this could be a fake. And so you see, they aren't too moved by this. They still have 3 people actually on the B side of the map. In come Fnatic, they send in the camera, they send in the Fade Haunt, Prowler, all of that stuff. Durka dashes in as well, but, you know, obviously Fnatic here are probably expecting at most it's going to be one person, but you can see the rotate time is very, very quick. This Killjoy is already here, and so it's going to play out pretty badly for Fnatic as the Astra ult just goes down just there. They actually pop their KO ult as well. The Astra is able to get 2 kills down long. They find Durka trying to sneak in towards elbow down there as well, and all of a sudden we're in this, you know, terrible situation. Really good discipline overall from the side of Detonation just here, and they're going to win this round, as eventually Chronicle will die at the very end of it, and I won't waste your time watching a minute of Chronicle sit in a corner. But then let's finish with round number 21 here, the final round in the game, and the reason I want to talk about this round is because I want to talk about Astra. And if you are using a Jett and Cypher, one thing that you can do with both of these agents, and this is something Fnatic did as well, is very commonly you'll see the Astra Star placed in here, little recall, you know, either a bait to, you know, suggest that someone might have crossed, or just the fact that someone will have crossed, right, to come behind this little platform here. However, Fnatic don't need that Astra Star, and instead they were using this as a little recall star. They're going to send in a KO knife just there. They're going to use this as an Astra recall star to try and get down towards A main. And this, you know, brings up, I think, more possibilities. That if you are playing, you know, Cypher or Jett, who can, you know, send in a cage or a smoke just in here anyway, you know, that can kind of do that Astra job for you, you know, you could even potentially, and I know that Astra is good for other reasons as well, but, you know, that kind of role then gets filled by another agent, right? So you might think, well, maybe we don't need Astra. And it opens up even possibilities for, you know, maybe you want to play Omen instead, or, you know, who knows what, maybe even Brim on this map instead. So what's going to happen is, as you will see, is you're going to get the Cypher cage down here. But then another thing has massively changed on this map as well, right? Normally, you would see Chamber with an op. This would be just like automatic, right? Chamber op, down B long. That's like an automatic thing. But instead, look at this. Instead, now we've got a Killjoy very deep setup. So watch how deep Alfia is able to walk here without seeing anyone. And in the old chamber, this just would not happen. You just would not see this happen. And this happened, you know, a couple of times in this map. And it just would not happen. So you can see we've got the KO knife in here. You got the Astra Recall Star. Sova Drone actually comes out, you know, to see has anyone pushed up. Fade on in towards here. We're going to get some pressure towards Art as well. As you can see, Fnatic explore towards mid, as you will see. They come in. They make Detonation kind of, you know, worry about mid, as you can see just here. But you can just take a look at Alfia and just how deep he is getting at this point, right? Look at how deep he is. Prowler comes in here as well, spots a player. We get an Astra Suck in here. KO knife to check anyone's come past. They haven't. Alfia destroys the turrets and now runs away with a Cypher cage as well. But what we're about to see, as you will get to here, and I do think that this opens up a lot of possibilities. It's almost changed the way the map is played on this B site, at least, you know, without Chamber there. KO Knife comes in from them. They're going to send in a very deep flash here off Fnatic. Little flash is going to, I think, come over the top here. This little smoke is going to go down because you're going to see that Detonation get blinded, as you can see, I think, from a flash over the top. 2 really good kills by Fnatic, really well done. And now they can come in and try and do this little B pinch, as you will see, because they've already got Alfia walking now B long, right? He's already destroyed the turret. Durka pops the knives. They're going to see Suggest there just to have a little battle, but no one dies. But Durka's going to go in for the kill and manage to get it with the right-click knives just there. And we end up in this 4v2, and Fnatic from this point will be pretty safe and sound, as they will manage to win this round. But I think that this round is a good example of how things have changed, right? With Cypher and with a Jett, maybe we don't need to play Astra. You know, if we do prefer something else, maybe we don't, because we can do that little kind of little smoke to cross on B anyway. And honestly, maybe even doing that little smoke to cross on B isn't as important if we aren't going to see as many chamber ops. Now, maybe Jett will take up that mantle, but it is still yet to be seen. And I think there's a lot of possibilities on Pearl now as well. And the map may have fundamentally changed without Chamber.